Welcome to the Golf Improvement Podcast, episode 217.
Welcome to the podcast for golf lovers who are looking to shoot lower scores. Dedicated to professional club fitting, putting and short game improvement, and effective practice techniques to improve your golf game. This is the Golf Improvement Podcast with your host, Tony Wright.
Hello, this is Tony Wright from Game Improvement Golf in Oak Ridge, Tennessee with the Golf Improvement Podcast, dedicated to sharing useful information on professional club fitting, putting and short game improvement, and effective practice techniques, changing golfers' lives, one golfer at a time. It's hard to believe that it's already been 3 weeks since the Roane State men's golf team played the NJCAA DII Nationals and finished 5th, the best finish ever for Roane State men's golf. I'm excited to do this podcast today with Seth Robinette, Caleb Tipton, Kieran McCarthy, and Louie Stott, who we've called the Fab Four, and who led the team to an outstanding 2 years, including the first ever Roane State golf trips to the NJCAA DII Nationals. Quite an accomplishment. I also included a brief interview discussion with Coach Chris Griffin and assistant coach Charlie Isham, where they talk about some of the things that these great young men did for Roane State golf. Hope you enjoy this one.
Tony Wright and Game Improvement Golf, changing golfers' lives, one golfer at a time.
I'm talking today with Roane State alumnus Seth Robinette, who played high school golf at West Ridge High in Kingsport, Tennessee, and who will play D1 golf next year at Radford University in Radford, Virginia. Seth was the low individual in the first Atomic City Classic in Oak Ridge, I believe, in 2023. And he was the most consistent goodie bag performer in Thursday putting contests. It seemed like somehow you always kind of raised your game when we did that, you know?
Yeah, when there's food on the line, that's when I come to play.
There you go. Well, I know you had a great 2 years at Roane State, I'm going to ask about the same question as pretty much everybody, but what are some of your best memories about your time at Roane State, and especially about getting to play in Nationals the past 2 years?
Well, I'll start with the first half of that. My best memories are, obviously these golf tournaments, it was awesome playing the courses and competing at that level, but it's really the fellowship and just being with the team, driving down with them, going out to eat after the rounds, talking about the course, really just, fighting and trying to compete as a team. It's just, it really builds chemistry, and it's just something not many people can experience. And then as far as national goes, it's that to the max, because we're there for 6 days in a row. Knowing that all this work we've put in is coming down to this one tournament, we can just, there's nothing more that we can do. We can just go out there and fight and try our hardest, and it's just great being able to experience that with some people you're really close with.
Yeah, not many people, the number of people that get to experience that in their lives that love golf is not so much, and it's got to be a little different than like in high school tournaments, although high school, I'm sure, those things are probably still, they're nerve-wracking, make you anxious and all that kind of stuff. But real, as somebody says, right? Golf is hard.
Yeah, it is. It's so mental.
Yeah.
But, you're going to be really nervous, but it's like it's an addicting feeling, having that adrenaline, and it's fun knowing how much it puts importance on every single shot. That's pretty fun.
Yeah. Well, what are the things you think you learned the most over the last 2 years to help you? I think in many ways, Chris would even say, be a better person right, beyond the golf, but also help you to play golf at the next level. You're playing at a much more competitive level than next year playing D1 golf for Radford.
Yeah, so even more than the golf, it's what I've learned at Roane State and being with the group of guys who were, and especially learning from, Coach Griffin and you and Charlie, is the work ethic and, how to, you got to get, we get up early for workouts, and you just got to put in a lot of effort and sacrifice a lot and practice a lot to get what you want to get out of it. And on top of that, doing all that, but also creating good relationships with your teammates. That's what I've learned the most. And as far as the golf side, it's really how to practice the right way. You don't just go out there and hit balls and just whack a few putts. You've really got to be deliberate and treat your practice almost kind of like you're playing, with that same kind of serious mindset.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's gonna bode well for you for, the next couple of years. Now, have you decided yet at Radford what you're gonna major in? Just curious.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do business management.
Yeah.
And then just because it's kind of broad, and then we'll be able to. Once I get out of Radford, I'll have some like a broad range of things I can do with that degree, I feel like.
Well, there you go. I told you this would only take 5 or 10 minutes. How about that, huh?
Yeah.
It's going to be exciting to get to kind of follow what happens to you over the next couple years there. And I know you'll be able to achieve things there. So that's going to be great.
Well, thank you, Tony. Y'all prepared all four of us very well, and I appreciate that a lot.
I'm talking with Roane State alumnus Caleb Tipton, the captain of the Roane State 23-2024 men's golf team. Caleb played high school golf at Elizabethton High School in Elizabethton, Tennessee, and he'll play Division II golf next year at Lee University in Cleveland, Tennessee. Caleb was a 2023 first-team All-American, NJCAA Division II, and a member of the NJCAA Division II Ping 2024 All-East Region team. And you'll be a bunch closer for those people that travel to see you all the time, won't you?
I will, yeah, that's right.
That's kind of exciting. Well, thanks for doing this. Everybody kind of knows I'm doing the same sort of questions, but it's kind of fun to do it. What are your best memories about your time at Roane State, and especially playing nationals the past 2 years?
Yeah, I mean, golf's been a great memory to have. Just getting to play college golf, but the main memory that I have is just spending time with my buddies in hotel rooms and going out to eat whenever we travel, and the long bus rides, and Coach Griffin always doing something to the bus, maybe whether that's taking the top off of it or
that was
on
funny,
the wrong side of the road.
Right.
It's more about the times that we spend together and not necessarily the golf. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Although, it was funny. I remember watching one of the times, I guess it was maybe the Raider Cup, right? And you guys playing, and you're playing against each other, and you each got mad at each other, and you were trying to work each other and stuff. You're friends, but boy, you're competitive. That was, I like that part,
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, that's good. How about nationals a little bit too? Any particular memories that you really liked about them?
Oh yeah, well, so the first nationals we had it was in Indiana, and it was at a resort, so we got to stay in a cabin on the resort, and that nationals was awesome because we could after the practice rounds we could go and they had a bunch of ponds there. We fished, we played video games, we had campfires and threw football and did cornhole, and that was just awesome. And we got to go up to Notre Dame that week. We got to go to see the Great Lake of Michigan. And then golf-wise, the courses are just awesome. Get to play a lot of good courses during the Nationals, so it's a great experience.
Yeah. Now, so what would you say you learned, the biggest learnings you had in the 2 years to help you both be a better person and to help play golf at the next level, which I'm sure you're excited to get to have 2 more years of playing competitive golf?
Yeah. Golly, that's a hard question. I feel like I've learned so much, and I've gained a lot of knowledge, not just in golf but in life. I would probably say when you're putting in hard work, it's easy to look at say your success and a number. So you're putting in this hard work, and then you might shoot 77 and not have a good day, and then you're like, well, why am I putting in this hard work if I'm not getting the results? But instead, looking at it like, I'm going to put this hard work in for, say, a year from now, and then the results will come if you set your goals later on instead of putting in hard work on a Tuesday and expecting it to come by Friday.
Yeah. And everybody wants to shoot 70 every time, and anybody you ever follow in golf knows that doesn't happen. It's working through all that. It's working through the adversity and learning from it, I think, a little bit,
Yeah. I think it's made me more content with my golf game, just knowing that I'm putting in the hard work. If I don't play good, it's not because I didn't try. It's because that's just the game of golf. You're not going to play good every time. You're going to get bad breaks. You're going to wake up on the wrong side of the bed one morning, That's just kind of the way it is. But if you're putting in the work, then you can't blame yourself.
Absolutely. Now, have you decided on a major yet at Lee?
Yeah, I'm going to do business administration, and I'm possibly looking into doing some finance there. So doing a minor in finance.
That's great.
It'll be exciting. Yeah.
Yeah. I assume do you know the coach from the past at all there, or?
So it's kind of funny. I emailed the coach at Lee, and the old head coach actually went to the AD this year. So they had just a brand new coach, but the coach was actually from Lee. So it ended up working out. I just switched my recruiting process to the new coach instead of Coach Maupin was his name.
Yeah.
So I didn't know him, but he knew the guy that I knew, and so whenever I emailed him, he emailed me back, kind of mutual friends from a different person.
Yeah, it worked well. Well, it's going to be really interesting and fun to get to watch how you do over the next couple of years, and I look forward to seeing you when you're getting back once in a while. And thanks for taking a little time to do this. It was fun, and it's neat. All you guys had learned a lot from the couple years you've been at Roane State.
Right. Yeah. Well, thank you for calling me and doing this little project for us. It's going to be good to look back on it, a few years down the road.
I'm talking with Roane State alumnus Kieran Kez McCarthy, who played high school golf at Shevington High School in Wigan, England, and he'll play D1 golf next year at Radford University in Radford, Virginia. He was honored on a 2024 NJCAA Division II All-American Team Honorable Mention, the 2024 NJCAA Division II Ping East Region Team, and had a tie for 18th at the recent 2024 Nationals, which made him an All-American. Some pretty good stuff, Kieran.
Yeah, I had a pretty good year this year. It was a lot of fun, and it was a great experience.
Yeah. Well, talk a little bit about your some of your best memories about your time at Roane State, and and especially, or in addition, a little bit about some of your memories about playing nationals the past 2 years.
Yeah, so everything was great. We had a great 2 years at Roane State. We had a really good group of guys when I was there, and just traveling to the golf fence was a big part of it. Really, we really formed a good bond between us, and getting to see different parts of the US, playing a lot of golf, and just getting better at practice every day, spending time with teammates, forming really good friendships. And then especially at nationals, it was a great event both years that we played it. And it's kind of set out like a professional event. So it's 4 rounds, 1 round each day, and then you've got a couple practice rounds before. So it's a really cool experience. It lasts the whole week. So
yeah,
it's great from the moment you get there till the moment you leave.
Now, one of my memories about you at nationals was, in many ways, last year, where you weren't even sure you were going to get to play. You remember that?
Yeah, that was both. It was both a big high and a big low of the whole 2 years, but it was definitely an experience.
Well, I meant though when I guess you had hurt your arm, and I think you had an injection or something, right? And it was a little unclear, could you play? And you played good.
Yeah. So I tore my labrum in the competition before conference, and we was unsure what was going on. And I had some physio and stuff. And then after I got cleared to play, I was just really determined to, get my place back in the team. And we played some really good stuff at the back end of that year. So
yeah,
there's a lot of.
Now, I didn't talk to Louie yet, but I mean, you have a little bit different experience than some because you came from England. I mean, was it a little nerve-wracking to kind of take that jump to come over here to the U.S. to do that? Or were you just really excited and, all in? Or what was that like?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, when I first found out that I was going to come over and spend 2 years at Roane State, I was really excited. I was really nervous too, though. And then, we got over there, and we was just taking it all in. And the first month was tough to adjust to, but but once everyone made me feel, really welcome, and I sort of settled down and started playing some decent golf again, I definitely felt like it was, sort of my second home. And I mean, it's been the best decision I've made of my life so far. So it was great to spend 2 years over there in East Tennessee.
Yeah. So what do you think you learned the most to kind of help you be a better person, but also help you to play golf at the next level now, at the D1 level?
I learned a lot these 2 years. I think the most important thing that I learned is that nothing's given to you in life. We've accomplished a lot over the last 2 years, and it's been through hard work, and that hard work really does beat talent. And it's just, you get in, especially with college golf, you get out of it what you put in. We had a really hard working group of guys, and I mean, we got a lot of success because of the stuff that we did behind the scenes. No one really sees that, but
yeah. But every week you were just all in about it, right? Yoga and wedge play and all that kind of stuff that you guys did, and all the qualifiers and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, the structure of the program I think that's definitely the key to the success. Coach Griffin and Charlie and Bo and yourself, and I mean everyone that we had. We had a really good structure the whole 2 years, and we stuck to that. I mean, it varied slightly for when it needed to be. We needed to have a little bit more workload, but it was. I mean, I think that was definitely the key to how good we were, Now, maybe you told me already, but have you decided on a major at Radford yet? No, I've not yet. I'm thinking of either sports management or finance. I'm not 100% sure yet what path I want to go down yet. Well, I'm sure whatever will work out. I mean, you had amazingly good grades at Roane State. I'm not even sure it wasn't just a 4.0 both years, was it? You have to remind me, but it wasn't quite a 4.0. I think it was around a 3.7, 3.8. It wasn't too bad.
Pretty good. Yeah. Pretty good. Well, it's going to be fun to kind of keep track of you and all the guys over the next couple of years, but I know we're going to be excited to see what you'll get to accomplish. So, hey, Kez, thanks for doing this with me today.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Thank you for having me on, Tony. I appreciate it.
I'm talking with Louie Stott. Louie came to Roane State from Hartpury High School in Kinderminster. Boy, I hope I get all these right. Worcester, England.
Yep.
That's right. Louie will play NCAA Division I golf next year at Radford University in Radford, Virginia. And Louie placed 12th in the 2024 NJCAA DII Nationals, which earned him All-American honors. But one of the things I know he will never forget is although he is a fantastic putter, he'll never be able to beat me in putt-putt.
I will not. No, you got me good there, Tony.
That's the first time I pulled my putter out for a long time, but it has no bearing on reality. Oh, gosh. Well, talk a little bit about your best memories about your time at Roane State and especially about playing Nationals the past 2 years.
Nationals was an experience I'll never forget. Fortunately enough, I managed to have a hole-in-one on the 11th hole in my last round.
Yeah.
For State. It was an experience full of joy. It was outstanding, to be honest.
Yeah. Now,
I couldn't have imagined anything better.
Yeah. How about the overall time at Roane State and with the guys that you played with?
It's like a family at Roane State. It's hard to really put into words how good it was and how much I did enjoy it. The Coach Chris and Coach Charlie, along with you, Tony, it's outstanding what you do for the program. You give everything, and everyone who has been through that program knows what you all do, and it's amazing that you all can do it for us, and we're fortunate enough to have you all as coaches.
Yeah, well, thanks about that. And your experience is a little different than many because you came from England. I mean, you and Kieran were the first two. Talk a little bit about what you felt like at the beginning of when that happened, recruiting and coming and what you thought was going to happen and all those kind of things.
I was nervous coming over. I didn't really know what to expect. I'd been to America before. I went to Florida twice as a child, but they're very touristy areas and everything's for tourism. So it was going to be a bit different coming to a place where I was going to live for 4 months at a time. Yeah. But everyone was extremely welcoming and I couldn't have hoped for it to go any better, really. I had a fantastic time and it felt like home for 2 years.
Yeah, I hope it feels that same way at the next level too. But one of you forgave me for my awful mistake at the beginning. I kept forgetting. You remember, right? Who was Louie and who was Kieran? And how many times? At least 2 or 3 times. Until I finally got it right. That was. Oh my gosh. Anyhow, that's life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think you learned here to help you be a better person? The things you learned the most, to be a better person, as Coach Griff is more important to him and us than the golf, but also to help you to play golf at the next level.
I feel like I found core values within the Roane State golf team. Family is massive. You've got to look after the people surrounding you and they'll look after you. Being respectful, always presenting yourself as yourself and not letting golf affect who you are as a person is huge. You can't let golf and the emotions, as it's a very up and down sport, as everyone knows, but you've got to keep your emotions intact and present yourself how you know you can. And I feel like I've improved in that, and I feel like I'm a better person coming away from Roane State. And after those 2 years, Coach Griffin, I think that's something that he's amazing at. Yeah. As a golf coach, he instills values in you that you'll never forget for the rest of your life.
I was so struck when I watched the video of you making the hole-in-one, and you had to be fighting it a little bit to not just sort of jump up and down.
Yes, it was. Yeah,
but you did that, and everybody could be. I'm trying to think of the right word. It'd be okay to do it a little bit, but you really had your eye on what you were doing, which was it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I was trying to keep focused on the whole team aspect. Yeah, it was an amazing experience for me personally, but at the end of the day, the team comes first, and you've got to try and just keep your emotions intact and keep plodding along on the golf course.
Yeah. Well, have you decided anything about what you plan to major in at Radford?
My major at Radford's going to be sport management.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to that, because in the future I'd quite like to come back to England, most likely, and hopefully manage a golf club, say, or manage, I don't know, work for a tour and manage some golf events. I think that's something I could be really interested in the future. So
yeah, well, that's an exciting possible career. So, well,
yeah.
It's going to be fun to keep watching what's going on with you at Radford, and I know you'll be back around once in a while. But thanks for taking the time to do this with me. It was great fun listening to you and to be around you for the past 2 years.
It's a pleasure, Tony. Thank you very much.
This is Tony Wright, and on the fly, it's fun. I'm talking with Coach Chris Griffin of the Roane State golf team, and also assistant coach Charlie Isham. And they both know that I'm doing these little interviews with the Fab Four, right? But I just wanted you to have the opportunity to say a little bit at the end of this whole thing when I post it about these guys. So there you go. It's over to you.
Charlie, we got any particular order, or we'll just start talking? How about that?
You just start talking. There you go.
That sounds good. Okay. Well, first of all, we're all still kind of reeling from the fact that it's over, right? Reminiscing about how well we had it with these four guys being the backbone of the team the last couple years, and just so fortunate, very fortunate. Each one of them brought their own little personalities. They had one thing in common, and they had a competitive drive that made themselves better and eventually made each other better. And that's something you always dream about having on your golf team. So,
yeah, for sure. Well, Charlie, over to you then.
I'll echo what Chris said, and it's, even though you think you have a perfect formula at times, sometimes the pieces maybe don't populate the formula. We had the pieces that populated that formula this time.
Yeah.
And we had a very good leader in Caleb. And as Chris said, the competitive drive of these four individuals was second to none. And they truly loved each other. They loved the time here at Roane State. And they have already reached out and said they're missing it dramatically already. And they haven't even gotten to their new school yet. There were plenty of tears shed after the final round, and realizing that it was over.
Yeah.
And for guys to have that kind of competitive drive, but understand the feelings and the brotherhood that they developed, which is what Chris preaches of being a family and, having each other's back and supporting each other. It took hold, and these guys, as much as they would face each other and push each other every day in practice and tournaments, they hugged and loved each other. And we were very, very fortunate, all of us, to have been involved with these young men.
Yeah.
They, Coach Tony, they brought their families into our Roane State family. That's what was amazing, right? Caleb had the nickname Fanboy last year, right? So it wasn't unfrequent that he had about 4 golf carts worth of family and friends out there following him around. And Jamie and Kent Robinette never missed a tournament. And Lisa McCarthy stayed in touch the whole time. Jason Stott as well, from a distance, but they definitely stayed in touch with their sons. And again, we're just amazed how it all happened. Sad it's over, but Charlie alluded to the true reason that we do this, and that's to develop friendships that last a lifetime. And that's what our prayers are. These boys will stay in touch the rest of their life, like Charlie and I have done, others have done, who grew up together golfing, right? Greatest game ever. Teaches you so many life skills, and we're fortunate. I'll go over a couple of their stats, right? Each one of the 4 individuals won a college golf tournament.
Yeah.
They won a total of 8 college tournaments. Won the district 2 years back to back, went to the national tournament 2 years back to back. They improved from 6th place 2 years ago to 5th place this year. So they definitely left their mark on the Roane State golf program. We're just so lucky that they chose Roane State, and we hope they spread the word about the family, right?
Yeah, and I think they will. And, they made all of us old guys look a lot better, didn't they?
Oh, yeah.
You know what? They made us feel a lot younger.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And hey, that's a great point, Tony. As an 18, 19-year-old young man, I know Kiz ended up turning 21 while he was here. Those transition years, man, it's hard. It's hard for male athletes, student athletes, to take instruction. And this group of 4 kind of broke the mold that we had seen before, where they didn't really need anybody's help, but they sought improvement, they sought information, they sought to try to improve on their techniques constantly. And again, it's a great group of young men that will come in to a college team and listen. That's the key, right? You have to listen. And if you want to get better, so hats off to these young men. They did that. They got better every year, and I think they're better individuals as well. Hey, they've got 2 years of experience. They're going to be rock stars at the next level.
Tony Wright and Game Improvement Golf, changing golfers' lives, one golfer at a time. I appreciate everyone for doing these mini interviews with me.
As I noted, Seth, Kieran, and Louie will go now to play NCAA Division I golf at Radford University in Radford, Virginia. And Caleb will go to play NCAA Division II golf at Lee University in Cleveland, Tennessee. Well deserved. I put a link in the show notes to where you can find out more about the Roane State men's golf program. My shout out today is for Nick Doherty and Eric Loftus. I also need to mention Nick, who played on the 2023 team that played at Nationals and who's now playing NCAA Division II golf at Carson Newman College in Jefferson, Tennessee. And freshman Eric Loftus, who had a great 2024 Nationals, finishing in a tie for 33rd place. Congratulations, Nick and Eric. Late in 2023, I created a YouTube channel that includes all of my favorite previously published podcast content. I hope you'll subscribe to my YouTube podcast channel and also like the episodes that you listen to through YouTube. Thanks. Well, that's it for today. I promise that the Golf Improvement Podcast will be back soon with some new and interesting interviews. Thanks to all of you loyal listeners to these podcasts. Take care. God bless Ukraine, and God bless America.
Game Improvement Golf, changing golfers' lives, one golfer at a time. www.gameimprovementgolf.com